Be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Hello, my name is Harry Tumbuatco and welcome to this program, Politics Today. Exactly what is politics? There you go. The current events that have been coming out leading by the broadsheets tell us all the different issues, one by a specific MISLANG, who, well, you keep hearing it on AM radio, so much critique's been coming out. We'll talk about that issue. The other, the terrorism that seems to have hit the country because of all the warnings, all the alert statuses given by the many countries around the world. What do? Do we cower, hide? Do we stop immigration? Do we stop the flights? After all, Philippine Airlines is already at the verge of almost stopping operations. And last, one of the other issues we want to talk about is copyright, basically. Infringement, copyright infringement with the Supreme Court. Where exactly is that going? Is this, let's see, freedom of speech? Is this a critique? Is this a point of view? Or should we all cower again because the all-absolute called the Supreme Court? Kaya ba labanan yan? Dapat ba labanan yan? Well, with us in our program, to co-host with me in this program today, we have Dr. Frank Grego and our very special guest, a man who singularly in his first term did many firsts. We're talking about Dasmariñas, Cavite, who is now, well, Dasmariñas is now a city, no longer just the 2nd district, but from 3 districts in Cavite, he has actually propelled it to become the 7 different districts in Cavite alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Elpidio Barzaga. Hello, Congressman. Mas swerte naman ako, narito ka. Tama-tama, balik na naman ang Congress ngayon. Exactly, yes, today. Exactly. So you're back at work, di ba?
Definitely.
I hope nakapahinga ka na yan.
Nakapagpahinga tayo sa loob ng 3 linggo.
3 linggo. Actually, you really need it. A lot of people don't know that, di ba, Frank? Nang trabaho talaga ng congressman, pag may break, talaga kailangan ka mag-break. Kung hindi, talagang, it's like you have a hammer in your head, day in, day out, kasi multiple issues. Like you've been in the last Congress, I remember, you were there in almost all the different issues.
Yes.
Sumasama ka nakikilabang ka
Sumasama tayo. Katulad ngayon, marami na naman tayong scheduled committee hearings this coming week, starting tomorrow.
Oh, starting. Tuloy-tuloy na naman.
Tuloy-tuloy na naman. Pag-uusapan ng aming committee yung resulta ng yung mga delay sa halalan ng iba't ibang barangay sa bansang Pilipinas.
Kayo committee chairman ng elections, no?
Yes, we will also be discussing these 4,000 multi-termers barangay captains na tumakbo pa. And of course, we will be also discussing the conduct of the SK and barangay elections insofar as their respective federations are concerned. Because we anticipate that there will be complaints coming from some SK chairpersons na sila ay ginather na naman, quarters, and they were not given the right of choice to select who shall be their president.
What about this special election in Malolos? I mean, in Bulacan, first
district? Actually, matagal nang naka-schedule yan. Kasi as far as I can remember, the redistricting of Malolos parang na-declare na ang constitutional.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why the elections did not push through.
Kaya naipit.
Pero tuloy na rin ang halalan this November.
Yeah, I understand that in the election last time, Congresswoman, your colleague, Alvarado. Si Marivic, won a margin of 30,000 votes.
Ngayon?
Ngayon, that's only because that was the time when Malolos was included. But this time, the other towns that compose the first district will again be included instead of just focusing on Malolos.
Yes.
What do you say to that?
Ano kayo, parang oversight kayo nangyayari dyan? You have to act on the complaints filed?
Well, actually, insofar as this issue pertaining to the barangay elections, it was motu proprio on our part. Because there were so many complaints. Siyempre, pag nadadelay ang halalan, nagagalit ang ating mga kababayan, nahihirapan din ang mga kandidato. And therefore, we want to find out the real reasons why there was a delay in the delivery of the election paraphernalia. Pagkatapos sinasabi ng COMELEC na medyo luma na ang mga equipment ng National Printing Office. On the other hand, the National Printing Office has said publicly na hindi na kaya pa ng kanilang mga equipment, medyo huli lamang ang delivery ng security paper ng COMELEC. So we really want to find out what are the reasons.
Si Rapanan, kayo pinagbintangan eh.
Yes, that's why
Sabi
we
nito
want
ni
to...
Rapanan, ang Congress kasi gusto nila i-cancel, gusto nila ituloy, gusto i-cancel, ayan, tuloy.
That's why we have also to clarify this allegation coming from Rapanan, Director Rapanan. Kasi mismong araw ng halalan, alas 2 pa lamang ng hapon, tinatawagan na ako ng House Media at binanggit na sa akin na based on the interview ng DCMM kay Director Rapanan, he was blaming Congress for the delay in the delivery of the election paraphernalia. And we cannot afford that there would be again delay in the local elections to be held in 2013.
But shouldn't they, right now I think they're preparing for the ARM election. It seems the COMELEC is always 1 or 2 steps behind. They're always trying to catch up and they can't. Now there's going to be a lot of movement. By February, Larrazabal goes down, another commissioner goes down. Gusto pa sabayan no less than the head of the commission, Melo. You'll be left with 2. That means Pinoy is going to have to add to 3 the 4,000 missing that he has not appointed yet.
Yes.
Mukhang palala. Now the COMELEC has been reactive rather than being proactive. They don't even have media that comes out. Media hounds them for information rather than coming out. I remember when I was younger, ang COMELEC, you had the COMELEC hour. Di ba sila yung lumalabas? They would talk to you, tell you about what's going on. Today, you gotta hound them, and then they point at you. And syempre, finger pointing, lahat, ganun ang nangyayari.
And that's not good for our image to the public.
Well,
both on the
not.
part of the COMELEC and on the part of the House of Representatives. Kaya nga gusto namin magkaroon ng hearing para malinawan natin ang lahat ng ito at kung sakasakaling kinakailangan ng legislation, will be filing the appropriate bill.
That will really come into your committee, Congressman Barzaga, because right now, Obit Pagdanganan is sulking. Because he was expecting to win against Congresswoman Alvarado. But the thing is, instead of
winning... nanalo si Marivic, no? Nanalo si Alvarado.
Oo, nung nakaraan.
Itong huli, hindi na.
Hindi. Yung unang, kasi ano ito special election na. In the regular election, panalo, 30,000 ang lead. But the thing is, na-declare nga that the redistricting lacked all the necessary elements for being a separate city. District. Ganon. Kaya medyo... one of these days tatakbo sa'yo si Obit Pagdanganan dahil masama ang loob kung bakit siya ngayon bumababa.
Gano'n na lumalabas.
At parang sa ngayon pa lang, lumalabas na, parang tinatanggap na niyang talunan na siya.
Going to districts, you have one of the biggest districts now in population, close to 700 based on the last statistical count, and you're saying off the record, pwedeng mag 800. Although Cavite, really, the population has really dramatically, significantly gone up. From 3 districts, it's become 7, and yet, on Dasmariñas alone, ang laki ng population mo, you should handle 2. Kawawa constituents mo if you think about it.
Yes, definitely. And we are also thinking of filing a new redistricting law. Unfortunately, medyo cool ang mga kasama ko sa Kongreso for having additional districts in a city.
Kawawa lang.
It will not be easy.
Mababawasan ang kanilang teritoryo eh.
Yes.
Agreed. But, kawawa din naman ang constituency.
Yes.
They receive the end brand of their own congressman. Imagine, you represent 800,000 people, 900,000 people. When the others, look at Bataan, 16,000. Diba? Marami dyan, maliliit lang eh. And they, diba? So, parang you need a real, maybe that has to be really revisited.
Batanes has only 7,000.
7, akala ko 16 nga eh.
Batanes.
I meant Batanes.
7,000.
Ayan, di ba? DBM natin galing doon. Let's go to the other issues I put the topic on. Okay, terrorism. What do you think about the ongoing terrorism threat that has hit the country and it's telling everybody, hey, don't go to Manila, we've got issues. I thought tapos na yung Luneta bus siege. I guess we're getting hit all over again. Do you think this is something we should worry about? Because, well, you know, it started with the bombs that they